Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review of Solo Leveling, episode 4. And I gotta say, man, our guy, Sung, just went all out badass, you know. Just it shows that he is now much more stronger than he is before. And it just shows how much of he's so determined to himself because he's times he's been down on himself, him being the weakest, and even people talking smack to him how he's weak too, and but here in this episode, he is very determined. His determination to become stronger and stronger, and he's he's taking all these wolves left and right, then. Sorry. But I was getting ready to it. So after I thought we were first how he's gonna take out this Lycan wolf, steel jawed wolf, right? But at first he goes, he starts to be like One Punch Man, starts punching the wolf, And there's a couple, but he actually with this new sword he gets a new sword because you get more on the whole video game menu, like his shop, right? And he gets a new weapon. It's a sword. He cuts down these wolves, and there was more wolves coming at him. First was two more, one runs away, and then brings a whole pack with him, and he just kills them all left and right, and yeah, the sword is starting to get a little weary because it keeps on using it, it's gonna wear off, but he's also telling himself, should he leave or should I keep on going? If I leave now, what happens to this dungeon? Will it still exist or it's a one-time thing? So he still presses on, and he takes off some more of these different animal-like creatures, and we see him. He just keep on leveling up. The menu even each one keeps saying level up, level up, level up. So at this point, he's probably like level 18, I think, right? And so, well, it said 15, but and then at this point, he should be at least probably like level 18. But so he's turning to find more and more to be, and like I said, he's reflecting on himself and what other people think, and until the main point where he faces off this huge giant blue snake, right? And this is where just one of the best fights seen in this series so far, right? It's just him fighting the snake because first of all his sword breaks. It breaks his sword, and he can't cut through because it has thick armor, and so he's getting smacked around. He's making him bounce off of walls into the water and just up until through the ceiling, and our boys is getting once again the thing is, though, his due to his hands and strength, he's not taking too much time. He's not bleeding a lot. He's not bleeding out a lot how he was from before, right? So he has a little more strength and endurance. So, and it's something when he moves fast, he's like his body. He can dodge things out of the way, like he was doing with the wolves earlier. He's dodging more. Like his body is much more lighter, and because of all the stuff he's been doing in training. And here he's taking lots of hits though, but it's not like breaking any bones in his body, and he tries to still figure out how to break through that armor, and so even with that broken sword he can't get through it. So best part is that that badass as he is, he's determined. He says he's not gonna be weak anymore. He wants to be strong, right? He'll take you out no matter what. He's not gonna run away. So what does he do? Even though it's the usage of the snake, is well done animation once again. So, but he grabs onto the snake, right? He doesn't have the broken sword. He's holding on with his hands, with his strength, with the strength he has right now. He breaks through that armor with his bare hands, basically like strangles that snake to death. And I'm like, holy shit, And you even see him, like. The one part where he's kind of like glowing, he's looking like this, like glowing, just badass looking, right? Takes that boss because this was pretty much this giant snake is pretty much the boss of this dungeon. You know, it is pretty much the boss of this dungeon. So he just goes and takes out with his, he kind of like strangles it with his bare hands, and with that said, he defeats it barehanded. I'm like, total badass. I mean, I don't know how people could just ignore this series or was it say sleep on it. You know, please, I recommend you check out watching this series. I highly recommend it. But anyway, yeah, and he's got himself a big boost, and he got more stuff in his shop, right? And after that defeats, the whole dungeon just fades away, and it turns back into a normal subway where he was, right? And so then as he's leaving the subway, he's approached by an army guy that there's a battle going on, because there was a gate that opened up in the previous episode and nothing has came out of it, but we see a bunch of dead demon bodies, and we see there's a crowd there, and we see other hunters are fighting this big golem, right? And even though he sees it it's a much more weaker monster than the snake was, right? But they're having a hard time. Like, they can't break through his defense, right? They have healers, but including our girl was it Juhan? She's still dealing with her PTSD, you know, which I don't blame her, because that part in that dungeon was such caused her to have such traumatic mental disorder. She's still shaken up about it, you know. Even the woman's like, "You're standing there, you're a B rank healer, right? Help us! Don't just stand there." And she's having quickly just flashes of what happened there, and she can't do it, you know. She's still shaken up about it with the PTSD, which I said I don't blame her, because, you know, who would go through such a traumatic experience, you know. So Sung goes and takes that broken sword he had, just goes and throws it and breaks through that golem's defense. And the one hunter say, "How's that happen? We didn't do that." And they managed to defeat it, you know, because those are like it's like a D rank boss, right? Because like I said, it's much more weaker than the snake was. And so the one hunter, he notices the broken sword, right? And he asks one of the army guys, saying, "Whose sword is this?" And he's saying, "Oh, this one hunter," but then he's already gone now. And so he's already gone, and even our girl Joan is like wondering who that was. And we see Sung walking away, and you see like his arm is like a little bit ripped, you know. So I guess now he's gonna get more. He's made this enhanced strength and abilities and durability is making him gonna be a little more, you know, ripped, right? You see how the way his arm was like all ripped and muscly, you know. So, and then just like walks away and just ready for the next one, I guess. So yeah, but episode 4 was absolutely a great episode, you know. The best fight I've seen in this series. Just how when he just takes out that whole giant snake just barehanded, just goes, because of his determination. He's going to kill it no matter what. So, if he can't do it with a sword, just kill it with his bare hands, and he did that. That was absolutely just one badass, and I'm looking forward to seeing more, because I can see why people are hyped about this. But I would say to people, just don't sleep on this one, because I recommend you check out Solo Leveling. I really do. So yeah, and it just shows how and when he was sitting there watching how these people are fighting this weaker monster than the one he fought, right? He's just like observing, and he's just making an analysis, you know, of the differences between, because they're like D rank. There's E ranks and there's D ranks though, but things though, like, but he's thinking because he's built differently now, because to compare it to them, he's built differently. Because he doesn't, because he has one of those rare things where he has the whole video game menu screens and all that stuff, you know, and him making his physicality more in strength, you know. So he's just comparing it because, maybe he could, just by throwing a broken sword, he can just break the defense, because it's much more stronger weapon than those guys had, you know. And with the guy saying, "Hey, how come we broke his defense? We didn't do that." Because where they were attacking, how they were attacking is basically not doing no damage to the thing. So, but yeah, but just Again, the easily the best fight was him just taking out that giant snake with his bare hands. That was just badass as it is. Or of course, at the moment at the start of the episode where he was going one punch man on those wolves and just fighting with his bare hands too, you know. So, but yeah, but episode 4 was absolutely great. I give it once again. I would give this a 10 out of 10 episode, you know. But yeah, best fight I've seen. Can't get more badass than that though. So. But anyway, yeah, that's episode 4. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. And after this, I'll finally get into my top worst and best movies of 2023 of last year. So I hope you're looking forward to it. Those are gonna be up next after this video. So I hope you're looking forward to it. And remember, like I said, it's all these films. It's all opinion based. It's all in my opinion though. So, but I hope you're looking forward to it. So it's finally coming up next after this. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for those, and we'll see you next time on the next videos. Later.